Hello everybody and welcome to this beginner hack, I guess you could say, tutorial on how to use your mascara makeup. If you're anything like me, you were super excited to get your compact with your tins in it, and so you've got it all set up. And now I'm going to go through today and I'm going to show you guys how I apply my makeup, my 3D foundation, and then we'll go through the colors and stuff like that as well. So for me, I have 3 different highlight colors. One is my brightening, and this would be my main highlight, and then this would be my color corrector. And then over here, I have 2 different color contours, depending on what time of year it is, which one I want to use, and then this is my Bella bronzer. So this one, it does not look as pretty as some of the new ones that have never been used. Of course, as you can see, I almost need to reorder this one at my candlelit. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, before we even start with this, you need to make sure that your moisturizer and any primer that you use has been on your face and it is set. I am going to go in and use today the Stay Spray, which is by Mascara. Now if you have oily skin, then I will recommend probably something different. This one does not have SPF in it, so I do have my skincare that I use, I have an SPF in that. So I'm going to take this Perfector sponge, which is also from Mascara, and I'm going to spray it, this Stay Spray directly on here. This is the first time I've used it. So a couple sprays, and then I am basically going to just put that sponge. Ooh, it smells awesome. A coconutty spray to it. Or smell to it, sorry. So again, applying that Stay Spray with the Perfector sponge, and then if I really want this to stay, then I will probably spray this again afterwards to really set it. So setting spray before and setting spray after. Another one too, I guess, if you have that oily skin, Urban Decay has one that you can get at Sephora. It's also amazing. So let's go ahead and get started. I am first going to go in with any color corrector I need, which mine is Goddess. Again, you will be recommended something different depending on your skin tone and the way I color matched you. And also, there'll be instructions too on where to apply it from the markup that I did on your photo and stuff that you submitted. So I'm going to go in with my my Goddess here. I am using the 30 second HAC brush. You guys, the brushes, they honestly do make a huge amount of difference, so I'd highly recommend purchasing them. And I know that everyone says that they have a ton of brushes, and you know, they really are not created equal. These ones are double-ended, so you are getting, you know, double bang for your buck. So I'm gonna go in with the skinnier end, and this is just the way that I apply my makeup. Everybody kind of has their own ideas and tricks on how they do it. Now I do have eyeshadow and mascara and stuff already on, because normally I would go in also above my eyelid and apply my color corrector Goddess. So keeping into those key areas, if you have been recommended a color corrector, stay within those key areas, because if you get outside of it, it's going to throw some of your coloring off. So I'm gonna go in where I got any red spots, kind of around my nose. Again, you guys, everything is customized to you and your skin tones, so you may not even have a color corrector, which is totally fine. If your skin is obviously good enough, you don't need it. Now I go in, because I like a lighter coverage, I go in with the, we could say the contour end of this, and I just kind of buff it out a little bit. You guys, this honestly goes on so nicely. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my brightener color. And now everybody likes to apply this differently from this step forward. You can either use your fingers and then apply it to your face, or you can go in ahead and you can pick up the product with your brush. I personally, because I like a light coverage, I go in, use my ring finger, and that's how I apply it. And again, too, you can either do your contour first, or you can do your brightening or your main highlight, whichever you prefer. Again, it's just personal preference. So I'm gonna go in with my brightening one, which is this one here, and mine is Candlelit. So this is my extra brightening. So again, I'm gonna put this in key areas. So right there on my forehead, down my nose, and to brighten under my eye here. Again, this is key to where I put my makeup. It might be a little bit different depending on if you have redness or anything like that you need to color correct. If you have redness in your cheeks, then you apply your color corrector there, and then you would probably put your main highlight on. Okay, so that's where I'm going to brighten. And now I'm gonna go in with my main highlight. So this would be, say, like similar to what your main foundation is going to be. Mine is Mango. So again, I'm just going in with my finger, getting a little bit on my finger. Normally I do not do this much makeup personally every day, but for tutorial purposes, this is what I'm doing. So kind of this area here, under where that contour is going to be. Like so. And now you can notice I have not put anything down my neck. Key to that, we will get to it. Okay, and I also have not put anything on my cheek here, partly because I'm going to be applying lip and cheek and also a bit of a bronzer, so why I don't need that extra layer of highlight there, so that's why I'm not applying it there. Again, personal preference. If you have that redness or you have uneven skin tone that you want to, you can definitely apply it there. There's no wrong way of doing this. Okay, and I'm gonna go in with my contour now, and in mine is Astoria, and again on my finger, and I'm just gonna put that on my forehead. Now right here, I'm going to apply this just under that cheekbone right there. And again, you can use a brush for this, and I will get in with the brush afterwards. And then I'm going to go right under my jawline, because this is going to kind of create that chiseled look. And then I like to go down my nose. Again, you don't have to if you don't want to. This is just suggestions. Okay, so basically that would be my brightening. I did my color corrector. This is my brightening highlight here. This is my main highlight, and then this would be my contour. So now I'm gonna go in. I like to use the Buffy brush, or you can use the Detail HAC brush as well. So this end here, if you have the Detail HAC brush, this is the end that you would use for, say, your main highlight and your brightener. This is the one that you would use for your contour. For myself, I probably recommended the Buffy brush because this is my favorite for it. And I like to start lightest to darkest, so I'm going to start with my brightener, and I'm just going to go in and start blending that out. As you can see, I do bring it down a bit here. So there is a very thin layer that probably goes on my cheeks before I actually apply my lip and cheek color. If you're worried about the colors mixing or anything like that, you can use the back of your hand to brush any excess off. But you guys, that's what the beauty of cream is it blends so nicely. again too, because I like that light coverage, I didn't put any in here because I'm using whatever's on my brush and using that to blend it. These brushes, you guys, are super amazing, super bright, super soft, easy to use, and I mean, just like that, you flip it over and you have your other brush. I will say really quick, when you are blending your colors, be sure to blend them into your hairline, like I have them. So now I'm going to use the smaller end, and that's what I'm going to use for my contour. Again, this is just personal preference. You could use the 30-second HAC brush like this and just put it right on this edge, and then you could just go like this and blend down. Either way works. Or if you wanted to use the detail HAC, again, just like this, down the sides of your nose. But again, I love the Buffy brush. So blending that contour in, you guys, the reason for the contour is it's going to bring dimension back to your face, because with most traditional foundations is you put them on and it gives your face one dimension because it makes everything look monotone and everything look the same. But by putting in this contour and adding that in, it is going to add that dimension back to your face. So now going in, another quick tip with your contour is you don't want to go any further than the outside of your eye. And when you go in and blend it, blend up, and again, blend it into your hairline, to your ear. And the cool thing about this is if you get too far down, then just take this and blend it out. Contour is going to give you that chiseled kind of look. And again, if you've kind of taken some of it off, don't be afraid to go back in, add a little bit more. Again, kind of blending up like so. And now underneath the chin here, taking it, blending it down. Now, because I have naturally kind of more of a distinct jawline, it probably doesn't make much of a difference, but for those that don't have this distinct jawline, this is going to create that shadow, so it's going to give you that more chiseled look. Again, if you use the brush and you put it directly into the makeup like this, and you get too much, put on there, and you get too much, again, just buff it out. I like to take the big end of the B squared. This is also known as the blush and bronzer brush. And if you get too much, you can blend it out. Or another good tip is to use your perfector sponge. And if you feel like you get too much in between layers, take the fat end of it and then just lightly sponge your face. And this will take off any excess product that you might have on there. So now you've gone in, you've done your contour and your main highlight. Now I like to go in, again, this is personal preference. Some people do lip and cheek first, some people do bronzer first. Again, it's totally up to you. I like to go in with my bronzer first. Again, this is where the B squared brush comes in. And if you're kind of scared of bronzer, you just want to do a light, especially if you're very fair, then definitely use the bigger end. Because I have more of a medium to dark complexion, I guess you could say, then I go in and I'm not afraid of bronzer. So I go in, just tapping it in there. And this is where those like circular motions are going to come into play. And now with your bronzer, you want to do key areas that sun would hit. Your forehead, kind of in the corners here. Your cheeks, you can kind of do the end of your nose if you want. And then this is where I like to take this bronzer and blend it down. That way it's gonna tie everything together. Okay, now lip and cheek. You guys, this is where I have recommended that you guys go in and you have fun. It's something that's total personal preference. I mean, this one right here, I think it's saffron. It's probably not gonna be for everybody, you guys, but this is super pretty. Again, because creams are buildable, they can be super forgiving and you can make it as dark or as light as you want. So, for fun, then let's maybe try this one, just to show you guys. This one here is nude. Obviously, you can see that I use it quite a bit. Or a new favorite of mine is I apply Frenchie, which is this kind of lighter nude colored one, and then I apply Sandstone. This is an amazing color for fall and stuff like this. But this is where your lip and cheeks, this is where you can totally have fun and do what you want. So, again, I'm going to take the smaller end of the B-squared brush and I'm just tapping it in that color. So, as you can see, I have a little bit here. And I'm just tapping it on to my cheek. See, and this is where you can see that this color right here, it looks scary on the palette, but when you put it on, it's so pretty because it just adds that little pop of color. And again, I'm kind of a blush girl. Some people are not. So, just applying that lip and cheek right there. And again, if you get too much, you want to take some of it off. Take that damp perfector sponge. That is also the key, guys. You want to dampen this. And you can just sponge off any excess. Or another thing you can do, I've seen other artists do, is they use this to apply their lip and cheek colors. So, and as you heard, this is lip and cheek. So if I wanted a really super nude lip, I would take this one right here, this Frenchie. I just put a little bit on my finger. Pop it right there on my lips, and you have a very super nude lip. Another trick too is I like to, which I don't have my brush with me right here, is I like to take my contour color and I will line just around the edge of my lips here just to kind of give them a little more definition. And by lining it with that contour color, you are also going to make your lips look poutier and a little fuller. So ladies, I believe that is kind of it for application. Now, if you do have a oilier complexion and you are worried about it starting to look a little bit shiny, or you don't like the dewy look, then you can definitely take a translucent powder or a setting powder, and you can use this brush here, which I don't remember the one off the top of my head, or what I like to do, you can either take this and here, and I like to set just a little bit kind of on my forehead, or you can take your perfector sponge that is still damp, and you can take a little bit of that setting powder just under your eyes. Now, if you do have more mature skin, then you definitely want to use this setting powder very lightly, because if I get too much powder under my eyes, because I have these nice little fine lines, it will tend to sit in those fine lines. I mean, one of the great things about mascara makeup is it moves with your skin. I mean, it's called a 3D foundation for a reason. So as your face moves, it's not going to settle into those creases and those fine lines. So it's always going to look kind of like this. Remember, guys, I'm here to help you. So if you have any questions about anything, please shoot me a message, and I am happy to help you out so that you guys love your mascara makeup.